Alright, so we had a surprise reveal of the Transformers movie masterpiece, MPM-14 Bonecrusher. And guys, I'm super excited, he looks so freaking cool. This figure is based on Bonecrusher as he appeared in the first 2007 live-action Transformers movie, which is the only movie Bonecrusher appeared in. I don't care what anybody says, he died in the first movie, that's just a CGI model reuse. But we first saw some stuff for this guy with some Target advertising for some sort of event they were having, and then official pictures came out later in the day. And honestly, I think this guy looks great. I really do think he might have the potential to be the best MPM so far, which I feel like is really saying something, because I feel like the past few MPMs, at least the Bay ones, have all been extremely good for the most part. I currently do believe that Blackout is the overall best of the line so far, but, and this is just based off of the pictures, but I really do think that Bonecrusher could be challenging Blackout here. Of course, we'll start at the robot mode, and one of the first things I want to mention is I think the flame effects parts are pretty damn cool. Obviously, this is meant to replicate Bonecrusher when he crashes through the bus and when he's skating towards Optimus. And hey, I think that's a pretty neat choice. Not totally necessary, but very cool to have it. But just looking at the figure, this is easily the most accurate Bonecrusher we've ever had. Obviously, light years ahead of the 2007 Deluxe figure. Definitely better than the Studio Series Voyager. That's no slight against the Voyager though, it's still pretty good. And it's better than the TF Dream Factory Steel Claw. The only thing that the MPM might kind of lose in is the arms. They do seem a tad, I'm not sure if I want to say blocky, but you know, like the thin elbow bit kind of throws off the look. And to me, that's the only area where Steel Claw looks better than this guy. And even then, for me, these arms aren't bad. I'm not going to hold it against a figure. If this is the thing that needed to be sacrificed a bit for everything else to turn out as good as it has, I'll take it. But I can already tell this is going to be the Blackout has thin biceps and thin feet that were the complaints about MPM-13. They got extremely tiresome to hear after a while. But yeah, otherwise this robot mode is stellar. And again, I just want to stress, I don't think the arms look bad. They're just not as accurate as they could be. Everything else though, I can't really complain about. He's pretty much dead on to the CGI model, from the proportions to the details. If you want to say something about the paintwork, you know, of course you can. Still, I think he looks pretty good for what it is. The colors do seem to match. I'm sure this will look pretty good in person. And hopefully this sort of dirty paint scheme that he has going on looks good, which is something you'll be able to notice a bit more in the vehicle mode. But along with some other features, he actually has a eye popping gimmick. I'm not sure if the eye itself actually pops out, or if it's a swappable head, swappable face, or just a piece that fits onto the existing head. I'm not sure. But in any case, having that option is pretty damn cool. And of course, you got the giant fork thingy on his back, and the claws on that are able to spread, which is extremely cool. So you can have obviously the vehicle mode configuration and then the spread out robot mode configuration. And again, that looks to be worked into the pieces to be able to move like that, instead of say Steel Claw solution, which was just to switch out the pieces, which that's fine. I don't have a problem with that. I just think it's pretty cool that it's integrated here. And for what we can see, there's not much in the way of kibble, at least to me. He looks like he can pose pretty well. I've seen some complaints about the finger articulation, but I'm not really bothered by that one way or the other. Moving on to the alternate mode, the Buffalo Minesweeper. I think this looks pretty good. He's got the Bonecrusher logo, which is pretty neat. One detail I find kind of cool is that on the tires, you can see that it says Megatron, along with a Decepticon logo. I'm not sure if that's actually accurate to the movie tires, or if that's just a fun thing that they did, but that's one of those things I don't really mind. I find that pretty cool. The writing on a tire is not going to be something I get angry about one way or the other if it's a accuracy deviation. It's such a small detail, but I find it pretty cool. And you can really see some of the weathering here, especially on the windshield, where you can see where it's like pretty dusty and grimy, but where the windshield wipers have kind of brushed that away. And obviously the fork articulates, and you can even see here where it looks like the pieces move. Yeah, you know, I guess there's not too much to say about the vehicle mode. I just think it does look pretty damn good. Then we also got some details. One of the noteworthy things for me is the fact that it says it transforms in 84 steps, which is quite a lot. And it does say in here that it has an alternate face and alternate claws. I can definitely see it being an alternate face for having the eye popped out, but it does look like the claws articulate, so I'm kind of curious about that. In any case though, he's already up for pre-order at Target.com. At the moment, I don't have him pre-ordered because, you know, money, but I am going to pre-order him because I love the look of this figure. I love the MPM line, even if it has been fairly flawed in the past. And you know, I gotta have my masterpiece representations of the Michael Bay stuff. Hopefully we'll get Brawl next year or something like that, and we'll have all the big boys completed. But tell me, what do you think about MPM-14 Bonecrusher? Do you like the look of him? Do you plan to get him? How do you think he stacks up against the Bonecrusher figures of the past, especially the third-party Steel Claw, since that's also a masterpiece representation? Let me know down in the comments. As always, I want to give a big thanks to everyone for watching, and have a good one.